Today in the Nerdy Gritty, with the launch of Disney Plus and What If the television show coming out next year, we talk the what if stories we'd like to see.
One more world disappears inside it. Just another hopeless addict. Well, they make some man instead. If the drums don't get you, the guitars will.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Nerdy Gritty, where we delve deep into the details of pop culture. I'm Fox.
And I am Dez.
And that was something new.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it.
For episode 100, we have something a little different. Thank you to Granger for letting us use their dope track, All My Friends Have Wi-Fi. And
some of my neighbors
do.
Or something. Man, it's a long title.
I'm so sorry.
We probably should have looked that up, man.
We'll put a link to it in the description below.
This is off the album Dear Sam,
Dear
which
Sam.
is just a sweet album, guys.
Solid concept album.
Fox
it's a good one.
ran it by me. He was like, hey, what do you think about these songs? And I just jammed out to it. It's good stuff,
real
man.
good. So thank you very much to them.
Well, Fox, just recently, you and I have been playing Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. We've stranded death.
We did. Actually,
One time.
Death has stranded us.
Oh.
That's more what it is.
Oh, right.
But you guys can watch it for the story as much as we know it, at least. Anyway, that being said,
The weirdness.
We talked a lot about the weird names that are in Kojima games.
Yeah,
we talk about that a lot.
you bring them up every
They
single
bug
time.
me, man. They
bug
genuinely
you.
bug me.
I don't.
No, because you're used to it.
Yeah, I'm used to it. They are weird. I'm not saying they're not weird. I just don't. They don't stick out to me as much.
But Brian David Gilbert of Unraveled fame on Polygon.com.
From Polygon.
He did an Unraveled recently about Kojima names, and the folks over at Polygon made the Kojima name generator. Now, I did mine.
Yes, you did.
I did mine in a video that you can watch on our channel right now.
Right.
And small spoiler, I came out with the Atrophied Centipede.
It's a pretty sweet name.
I am okay with it,
That sounds like a
man.
legit Kojima name.
Yeah, the Atrophied Centipede.
Yeah.
So that's me. But we're going to run through your Kojima name.
I haven't figured mine out yet, so I'm really excited.
Right.
I got some dice. You can hear them right here. Those are dice. And
nothing. That was nothing. It's literally nothing.
That's the sound dice make.
That's sound dice make when they're not moving. There you go. That's the sound that dice make.
No, that's the sound that I make when I throw dice.
This is what the dice sound like.
That came from my mouth.
Okay, we're just going to say you have one name. We're not going to go through.
That's fair.
So first thing we would do is normally roll for how many names you have.
Yeah,
We're
it's
just gonna say
one
you have
or
none.
6. So we're just going to do one.
So your full name is Kyle Fox.
That's true.
What do you do with your occupation?
Bus driver. I'm
All
going to go
right.
with that one. So it can.
So it's different
from
than
you.
mine. Yeah. Okay. Bus driver. Oh wait, I got to be able to edit this.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry.
So unprofessional.
I'm so sorry.
Guys, I understand if you just want to exit out now and.
Yeah, because I have to
forget
type
us
things here.
forever.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. What are you doing with your life?
I don't know.
There we go. Hey, you did it. Bus driver.
Okay. So
killed
first
the bus
pet,
driver.
specific species and breed.
The first pet I remember having personally is a frog.
Okay.
I don't remember the name.
We're
or
just going to go
the
with frog.
type. Yeah, frog.
I had to go with gerbil because I didn't know the type.
I
or
watched the
whatever.
video. It's
Yeah,
great.
So, what's your most embarrassing childhood memory? Be specific.
Dang, I've got some good. I pooped my pants at choir camp one year.
Wait, how old were you?
I'd say 4th or 5th grade.
Oh, and how did that happen?
We were just having fun. Like it's just like it was Northern Arizona. We were just like having fun on the playground in between like practice and whatever. And I was having a lot of fun with friends and didn't want to leave to go to the bathroom.
All right.
And I pooped my pants and then had to do this long, awkward walk up a hill to go to the bathroom. And then
Did people know?
no,
Okay.
no. As far as I know, they didn't.
Yeah. Oh,
I
they
did-
knew.
They might have. Either way.
Is that what you want to go with?
So that happened. Yeah, it was embarrassing for me, even though people didn't know about it.
All right.
Poop pants.
Poop pans is what I got.
Oh, I've done that too.
So
that was yesterday.
Because you have to condense the story into 2 words.
Yeah, very, very
so
short.
we went to pooped pants. How many carrots do you believe you could eat in one sitting?
There's
if
3.
someone
3.
Really?
I hate carrots.
You
so
hate
much.
carrots?
I hate them.
But carrots are delicious.
They are my least favorite vegetable.
What is your greatest tangible fear? I like that. It says
tangible
E.g.
fear?
horses. I guess BDG is afraid of horses.
See, I am legit afraid of the dark.
All right.
Most of like not sometimes. I don't know.
No, I gotcha.
That's not a tangible fear though. That's still a concept. It's just the absence of light. So
I mean,
it's
still,
not an actual. I
it's-
can't hold
no, I guess
darkness
that's
in my
true.
hand.
Yeah. It's
I mean, I can't
literally
hold-
not tangible.
I can't hold light in my hand either. Let's go with. I'm gonna go with heights.
All right. Who's your favorite film character? Oh, sorry. This is Section 3 Kojima information. Kojima character names reflect his own idiosyncrasies. He just can't help himself.
Right.
Who's your favorite film character? Notes it must be played by Kurt Russell.
It must be played by Kurt
So your
Russell.
favorite Kurt Russell role ever?
I don't know about ever, but I recently saw him in Bone Tomahawk, and I can't remember his name in that movie. So I'm gonna go with Bone Tomahawk. He was really great in it. I'm not saying it was, but that's the one that's sticking out to me right now.
All right.
I can't remember.
All right. So your first name is The.
Okay.
And you end with man. Roll a D4.
D4, and this is the big one, right?
This is it, I think. Yeah.
4 again.
4.
Max roll.
Section 3, number 20. Let's
Oh.
jump back to Section 3. Number 20. You're the B-52 Bomberman.
Okay. I mean, that's not the worst.
There you go.
I
So
feel like I'm
we
just
are,
a character in a Bomberman game.
So we are the Atrophied Centipede and the B-52 Bomberman.
Yours
Hey,
is
guys.
way cooler than mine. Welcome to the Nerdy
wait,
Gritty,
where
where
we
we
delve-
delve deep into the details of pop culture. I'm B-52 Bomberman.
I'm the Atrophied Centipede. You are like M, the guy who just equips Solid Snake. You're the guy who gives him all of his stuff. Like
I think that would be more like I can't remember his name.
Q is the
That's
guy.
James Bond.
Yeah,
yes.
James Bond,
M
but-
is like his handler.
Right,
Q
right.
is his.
And I am the villain. I am the bad
The
guy.
Atrophied Centipede.
The
Yes.
Atrophied
Yeah, that's
Centipede.
easily. That's a Hideo Kojima villain right there.
It is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it really
that's
is.
such a good one. That's
Yeah.
He's probably listening and gonna steal it for him.
TM.
MGS 6.
Well, Fox, what have you been up to lately?
Some things and such.
Oh, me too, and I'm so excited to get to my
Yeah,
my
so
side of
let's
this.
jump in. So thing I want to mention real quick that I'm angry about, but Borderlands 3. I was playing it more.
Oh yeah, you
I
told
told
me
you
about
about
this.
And then I think it was like Saturday morning, and I logged in, or opened it up and was gonna play, and then on the title screen your character is supposed to be standing there, like the last character you played with, and he, my character wasn't there.
He
I was
just
like, this
gone.
is weird.
Yeah, just gone.
And so I was like, okay. And then I realized that the continue was grayed out. And my options were select character or new game. I was like, okay, I guess select character. Oh, my character's not there. So I was like, well, that's weird. And I Googled it, and turns out it's possible that if you lose your power at some point, a lot of people, like people on the internet, on forums and stuff, are saying, I lost power. My character got corrupted. What happened? Or what do I do? And there's a possibility of like switching the little save files. There's like a temp file. First of all, my power never went out. You can
Right.
always tell when that happens. Like my computer would have been shut down, or in a restart mode, or
Your
whatever.
clocks. That's usually
Clocks,
what it is for me.
sure,
is
whatever.
I
My
go to
power never went
microwave.
out. And then when I went in to see if I could still do the thing, there's no temp file that apparently it's supposed to create for you. So that being said, my level 25-ish Borderlands 3 character, who I was really enjoying playing as and playing the game, is no longer a thing.
Just disappeared.
And I was like, you know what? Delete Borderlands 3.
It's funny.
And I was not enjoying it enough to continue to restart.
Hey, Disney Plus is a thing now.
It is a thing now.
And I'm so excited.
I haven't gotten it yet. I want you to tell me about The Mandalorian, but don't give me any spoilers.
Okay.
Because that is something I will watch.
Okay.
And that we are going to get
how
Disney
heavy
Plus.
do you want to be on that? No,
Just
no
tell me how
spoiler
you felt
thing?
about it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Don't tell me any story stuff.
no story stuff.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give it kind of a style.
Sure.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I really liked it, but not in a Star Wars way. I mean, it's
Good.
great.
That's selling it to me right
yeah,
now.
It's Star Wars university. When
Sure.
you go in, it seems Star Wars. It is 100% unabashedly, unashamedly a space western. I have also watched in the few days
Everything. Need more Disney.
Mandalorian, Endgame, Sleeping Beauty, Captain Marvel, and the original Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched all of those.
Okay.
And Well, do you have a lot of stuff to talk about? I could take all of them off right now.
I've got a couple movies to talk about. Yeah, just go quickly.
Go quickly. I'll just
Yeah,
because this will be everything I have. So this is everything for me.
Sure.
So Endgame is very good, but huge thing.
We
Yeah,
just talked about it like 2 weeks ago.
huge thing about Disney Plus that I really like. They have extras.
Oh,
Deleted scenes, director's commentary,
oh,
things
dang,
like
that's
that.
selling it even more for me
And
right
so
now.
I went over to the extras and I watched deleted scenes.
Do they have
on
director's
Endgame
commentary and stuff?
over the deleted scenes. I don't know if there's director's
Okay.
commentary for the whole movie,
See, that
but I
would be
didn't
amazing.
check.
If Netflix started doing that, I'd be all. I would.
Right?
It would be so much fun.
Captain Marvel I watched again, and it was just as mediocre as it was
It's
before.
fine,
I
yeah.
tried. I wanted to like. I really want to like the movie. I
Yeah.
really do. But I will give my, I would say, unpopular hot take on it though. It's not Brie Larson's fault. I think she was
No.
great in the role.
Yeah, in retrospect, I think she was fine. I think mostly it was like a structuring issue.
Yeah. Sleeping Beauty holds up over the years. Man, it's phenomenal.
Cool.
The aesthetic of these animated Disney movies is just gorgeous. And then to think that every frame is hand drawn.
Crazy.
My goodness.
Well,
beautiful,
for the most
beautiful.
part, like you have backgrounds are usually repeated.
Yeah. And then, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy is good.
Yeah, classic comedy.
There you go.
I saw 3 movies in the theaters this week. Now for ones that are actually new and interesting, other than your trash. No, Jojo Rabbit came out this week. Like wide release came out this week, and I loved it.
Yeah.
The entire, like, we talked about satire and stuff, and that was a good conversation still, but the whole, like, that, what prompted that was the media was kind of like, oh, the satire falls flat, oh, we get it, Nazis are bad. That was not the point of this movie.
Right.
That just feels like, now after seeing it, like, whew, right over their head.
Yeah.
Because that's just like the premise for a coming of age tale about a young boy growing, like, kind of trying to figure out what he's about. I also saw Peanutbutter Falcon. It's a documentary about this new strain of falcon that they found made entirely of peanut butter.
They're delicious, though.
They are
but
so
they're endangered,
tasty.
and there's this huge, like, issue of, wait, but they're so delicious
Turns out this is where we've been getting peanut butter.
the whole time.
Peanuts are not that. Turns out George Washington Carver is a monster.
He didn't invent peanut butter, though.
Carving up. Yeah,
That's a historical
he's
falsehood.
he's still
Peanut Man.
He's Peanut Man. He's the mascot for Planters Peanuts. No, Peanutbutter Falcon, basically a story about a boy. Well, no, not boy. He's like 24. A man with
Peanut butter.
Yes, at one point they have peanut butter. No, he has
A falcon.
Dang it, what's the Down syndrome? He
Okay.
has Down syndrome, and he, through a series of things, the state essentially put him in a like retirement community to be taken care of, and he hates living there, and runs away. Meets up with this other guy, played by Shia LaBeouf, who is essentially on the lam, / just wanting to leave where he is, and so they travel together, and it's an adventure tale about an unlikely pair of friends. And it's also with Dakota Johnson, who is the person that worked at the retirement community, trying to find Zach, who is the one with Down syndrome. And it's a very simple, like, adventure tale about these characters that find each other. Really great. Last one I saw, Motherless Brooklyn, a noir crime thriller, basically.
Ooh.
About it's Edward Norton playing a man. It's in the 50s, playing a man with Tourette's, essentially, and he's just trying to figure out who killed his mentor, the guy who kind of gave him a shot and treated him well. It's actually I guess a theme here between, like, or a theme on these movies, like empathy and treating somebody different with respect. And too long. It was too long of a movie. It was fine. Like, it wasn't bad. It was just too long. It wanted to be both a gritty crime noir, like a Chinatown or something, but also wanted to be a character study about this guy with Tourette's and how he, like, how that makes him feel and act and how people treat him and all that. And it was like a 2.5 hour movie, and it just needed to be less. There were several scenes where it just felt like this should have ended 5 minutes ago. Should we talk about Death Stranding real quick?
Sure, we can talk about Death Stranding.
Because we've been playing
real
Death
quick.
Stranding.
Yeah, we've been playing Death Stranding a lot.
It's weird, guys.
It's real weird.
I mean, you're probably not hearing this for the first time, but it's a weird game.
Okay.
I've been playing it
Yeah,
You've
I've been watching it. From somebody just watching, I am enjoying the story, but there are enough things that seem to exist for the purpose of breaking your immersion.
Yeah.
That get to me. Like, I almost feel like there are things that they do that the goal is to get you to remind yourself that you are playing a video game.
A little bit.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Let's do that.
Hey guys, before we continue, we just want to let you know that what you just heard was actually an edited down version of the full podcast. We call it the short version. If you'd like to listen to what we call the director's cut, we'd really appreciate if you to head on over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/dezandfox. At our second and third tiers, we offer an unedited version of our podcast, as well as all of our Patreon exclusive content. This means that videos that come out early, or when we talk about new stuff that we're doing, a lot of that shows up on our Patreon, or if we record an entire game through, we do the entire playthrough and put it on Patreon in one big chunk, and so you can binge watch that. All kinds of cool things like that happen to our Patreon all the time. But if that's not something that you can do, we totally understand. We just love when you guys support us in any way that you can. So when you like, comment, share, or rate us, that means the world to us. Thanks again, guys, and enjoy the podcast. So, with Disney Plus, they have a lot of new shows that are going to be coming out over the next few years.
Yeah.
One of which is a series called What If. Now, if you guys don't know what If is, there is a comic in Marvel Comics called What If, and it essentially takes these ideas that often comic fans ask, like, what if Wolverine was a bad guy?
I mean, he was at the start, but
right.
What if Captain America was the son of Red Skull, or some
Just
weirdness
total
like
random
that?
things like that, and then they'll do 1 or 2 issues that explore that topic, and then they end it.
Yeah,
and it's not in continuity,
not canon. It's just for funsies, or
Yep.
because the fans were wondering or had a thought about it or something.
And so they're coming up with a TV show that's going to be the exact same thing.
I think it's brilliant.
Oh man,
I'm so excited because it gives us some things like, oh, what if this happened? Oh, it did, but they don't want to like have to commit to it for their whole universe. So there's like, it's fun animated show, whatever.
Well, and they are not going to get Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. to do an entire series, but they might throw $1 bajillion at them to do one episode of the show.
Give us some lines or something. And then most of the characters, most of the actors from the MCU are doing voices. They've shown like all the actors, and it's most of them. So
it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be really cool. I'm really excited to see where they go with it. They have released some like concept art. We have not looked at that.
No, we want to go with a blank slate.
Yeah, because what we're doing today is basically, hey, what kind of stories do we think they should tell that would be fun to see in this series? And we wanted to come in without being influenced.
Right. And to be clear, these are all within the continuity of the MCU.
The MCU, yes.
So that impacted the way that I went about things.
100%. No, to me, okay, so going about thinking about this, we kind of posited this idea ways back, and then like thought maybe we'll wait a little bit, but then we realized, well, we don't want too much to come out about it before we talk about it. So we're talking about today, and it was actually surprisingly difficult for me to come up with something that I felt was interesting.
There were 2 that right off the bat I was like, no, I want to know this.
Okay, well, that's
but
great.
Then after that, it was pretty tough for me after that.
See, to me, there's a million things you could be like, what if what if the Avengers lost? And you're like, okay, well, then the whole world's destroyed and everything's done. Like, what if Thanos snapped in Endgame? Okay, well, then everybody's killed. Like, that's not interesting to me.
No, it's not.
I don't want to see, and I also don't want, like, what if Captain America what if the super soldier serum didn't work? And you're like, okay, then Captain America isn't a thing. You know?
Well, then you were bad at this.
Okay, well, no, what I'm saying is that, I mean, sure, that's still a thing. But what I wanted to do was come up with what would take the whole like MCU into a different direction. Yeah. Not necessarily end something or just be like, well, okay, Spider-Man's not a thing anymore. Let's just replace him with somebody else. That's boring.
Let me give you my first one.
Let's get into it. Yeah, because I've got some.
Yeah.
I have some. It was difficult for me, surprisingly so.
What if Tony could wield the stones?
Like as in it didn't kill him?
Exactly. What if Endgame ends, he survives, and we already know that when it comes to with great power comes great responsibility, Age of Ultron shows he's not great at that. Tony can wield the stones.
So he gives
He has the stones. What if he doesn't give them up? What like we have Tony Stark, this person who is like, he even after death created something called Edith. Even dead, I'm the hero. He is arrogant to the core. It is part of who he is. Now, he's a good man, but he is arrogant to the core. But we all know that much power, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
What if Tony could wield the stones? Who's going to tell him, no, you have to destroy them?
Okay. Reality stone.
Yeah.
Like...
And so I have this picture in my mind of this, over the course of a few months or a year in the story of this one episode of Tony slowly becoming corrupted and becoming like a planetary dictator.
Ooh. Kind of like, I think of Kingdom Come, the DC story about Superman coming back from retirement, whatever. In that, Batman essentially is like the dictator of Gotham.
He is.
There is no crime because he basically has 100% control over it.
He has droids, bat droids.
Yeah, bat droids that
basically
any
run
tiny amount of crime,
state.
they are just there and you are done.
Yeah. And he says, again, in Endgame, I wanted a suit of armor around the world, and you guys said no, and look at where we are now. And what if at the end of this, he is sitting in the aftermath of the past few years, and he realizes, I have the power to police the world now. Yeah. What if?
That would be very interesting.
Yeah.
To see kind of his evolution of this. I mean, to me, it would kind of be like Age of Ultron a little bit. Like, he has good intentions and they fall apart a little bit. I could also see him saying, no, these aren't for me, but kid, it's Peter Parker, you're good and haven't been corrupted yet. Here you go. Instead of Edith, he pretends that he destroyed them, but then secretly gives them to Peter Parker.
See, and to me, very much, it's a moment toward the end of the episode when, after, like, I ran through the storyline in my mind.
Sure.
He kills Cap on accident, and
how?
They're fighting. Cap tried to go and take them from him.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah. And while they're fighting in a fit of rage or frustration or whatever else, he kills Cap on accident, but Peter is watching. And he sees that, and he looks at Peter and he says, okay, I can't do this. And he gives them up, and then he gives them away to whomever. But at the end of the episode, that person looks at the stones he gave away and they disappear. And then we cut back to Tony, and he still has all of the stones, and then credits roll.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my first What If episode.
Okay. I kind of went in chronological order.
Oh, okay.
Kind of.
It
didn't really matter. But what if the nuclear weapon actually hit New York?
Ooh.
In Avengers. Because
that's a good one.
That's going to make change. And when I imagine it not be, Tony didn't realize it.
Right.
Wasn't there. So he didn't fail. He just didn't realize it was about to hit or something.
He's
or
dead
didn't
either
get the
way.
thing. Well, is he? I could imagine the three that could survive would be Thor, Hulk, and Tony.
See, just Thor and Hulk would be the ones in my brain.
Yeah, sure. It's unlikely, but...
Right.
Yeah, and so how would that affect what's going on in the future? Because you could still have, like, that... You could still have so much still happening. To me, it would have, like... It would be, like, Hydra would be revealed. That they were the ones influencing, let's destroy these heroes. Under the guise of... We're destroying the aliens instead. Also, it wouldn't have done anything against the aliens, really, except destroy the ones that were in the blast. But, the mothership, which we found out is what you have to destroy to kill them all for some reason.
That was one of the deleted scenes in Endgame, by the way.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the lead scene in Endgame was them talking about the Chitauri and Rocket saying, wait.
Just destroy, yeah.
You guys had trouble with the Chitauri? And they're like, yeah. Why didn't you just destroy the mothership? The Chitauri, the suckiest army in the galaxy. And then Tony shaves Rocket's head. For whatever he's got clippers and just goes and shaves. And Rocket's like, hey!
Okay.
Random.
In the director's commentary for Avengers, Joss Whedon straight up says, yeah, I'm sorry about that what does he say? Like the
Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace solution. That was just kind of a way to write us out of a hole. Like he straight up apologized for that. But anyway, so you would be losing some major characters pretty early on.
See, to me, more than anything,
including Captain America.
It would set this precedence of what we're willing to do to make sure things get done. And at that point, I mean, I guess Age of Ultron wouldn't have happened in the same way. But at that point, does Sokovia get bombed instead of the heroes trying to save it? This is the
solution, quote unquote solution to everything.
Interesting.
Yeah, I always thought that would be kind of cool. Because it's not, I didn't want to just like, okay, everybody dies. No, they wouldn't. There'd be some people that survive.
Well, and then let's take a look at the survivors here. What would be Hulk and...
Hulk would go into just straight up rage mode and murder everybody.
And then Thor, what would he do?
Thor would lose his hope in humanity.
Yeah, I would very much see Thor just abandoning Midgard.
This is your solution?
Yeah.
You, instead of save your people, you killed them yourself?
Yeah.
Like, I'm done here.
Yeah, nope, you guys are on your own now.
Yeah,
bye.
Yeah, that'd be so you got all these different that's kind of where all the really interesting what ifs come into play is how would the characters be affected by if actions were taken in a different way, not just because then this villain might show up or he's the bad guy now. It's like, no, Thor would lose his hope or he likes Midgard, and if he sees the worst in them, then he's not going to be here anymore.
Man.
Yeah.
Or maybe he decides at that point, I don't trust the government.
Sure.
And he goes into like
Captain
rebellion.
Thor America.
Yeah, something like that, man.
He picks up the shield that survived.
That's good. I like that one.
Yeah.
All right. My second one. What if Vision survived? The Soul Stone is taken out.
Pulled out of him?
That's pulled out. That's gone. Or that's not the Soul Stone. Mind Stone. Thank you. The Mind Stone gets pulled out of him.
No.
Yes.
Is it?
Because the Soul Stone is on Vormir.
Yeah, you're right.
But he gets that pulled out of him, but he survives, and he still has all of his powers, and everything is the same. But now we move into Endgame with Vision. One of the huge things that, like, people struggled with in Endgame was, number one, the intelligence factor. They needed Tony in. There was a lot of issues. And number two is the power factor. The tables didn't really turn until Captain Marvel showed up.
Yeah.
But what if they had this incredibly powerful being that's also genius and brilliant with them the entire time?
Sure.
And it makes me wonder, could Vision have turned the tables much, much earlier on?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think he would have had all his powers. He wouldn't, like, the laser beam he shoots came directly from the stone in his head.
Well, this is my what if, Fox.
Okay, I'm so sorry. What if that was true, and also he still could shoot lasers?
Yeah. What if all that happened was the stone got taken away, but he was still Vision in every
Yeah,
aspect?
because I could understand that too. Because to me, he's just got Jarvis. He's Jarvis made manifest with this powerful stone in his head also. So he still has this operating system.
Yeah.
He's just and
he's got the wealth of knowledge of all of Tony Stark's notes and the internet.
Would be interesting. I would have loved to see more philosophical debate with Thanos. Like,
ooh, that'd be really cool.
Really, all they did most of the time was talk about, like, you killed everybody. How dare you do that? And he's like, well, I did it for this reason. And nobody ever really kind of sat down and was like, interesting. You know, that kind of thing. And because when we see is it Civil War where it's Civil War, like, when they're having that big debate about signing the Accords, he's just like, hey, maybe there's a point here. Like, Vision was one that would always think about the actual consequences instead of going with gut reaction, which a lot of them did. And so it'd be cool to have him, like, sit down with Thanos and be like I could see when Thanos sits down and is like, bring me the stones, and he's just waiting there, Vision going out and being like, do you think this is the best solution to what you see as the problem? And, like, what if he's like, oh, you're right, and just, like, changes his mind. Thanos becomes a good guy.
Well, and I also think that when we see them fight in Infinity War, Thanos has 4 Infinity Stones at that point.
Right.
I think 0 Infinity Stone Thanos versus Vision, I got Vision in that fight.
Well, I mean, at the very end of the day, yeah, he can turn intangible.
Yeah.
So
he can fly in the air and shoot lasers down.
Right.
And that's it.
Right, which we can get into that all day. Is like who would fight who and who would win against who. Yeah, it was. I think partially a plot problem that they got rid of Vision.
Right.
Because he couldn't have been killed by the snap. Because I mean, as far as I understand it, he's not an actual human or just living creature.
Yeah.
And so they were like, well, when he takes the stone, he dies, I guess, so that they didn't have to deal with that issue.
Right.
So yeah, that would be really. I think it would add a more because Vision was never one to just shoot from the hip, you know.
Yeah.
As far as we
a
saw,
much more like. Let's think about
process.
this. Or I could see after the 5 years later, everybody doing a lot better than they were, not still desperately clinging to saving the day, because Vision was always, like you said, the logical lack of emotion one. That's like, guys, they're gone, and that really sucks. But
he's
we
the
need to move
Data of the MCU.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, what else you got?
What if Odin never got a conscience?
Oh,
and he and Hela continued to conquer the universe.
Oh, that's a really interesting one.
What if Thor, as the next born, just joined?
So, in this case, let's just say that at this point, Earth has gone exactly as it would have otherwise.
Yes, that's in my picturing this episode. Midgard still encounters or like is still exactly as it is when the Asgardians invade. Essentially, what I imagine is basically Odin is now Thanos, the one going around and trying to conquer the galaxy, not because of his that Thanos reasons, but because of, you know, I'm a conquering warlord reasons. And to me, this episode played out as in like, you know, a big Avengers level kind of thing, and Odin and his armies would easily be able to overcome everything.
Right.
Except for the fact that Thor loves humans and turns on his father.
That would be so good.
Thor becomes the one that shifts the tide of battle, makes Odin see the error of his ways, and Hela then becomes the villain that they all have to take down.
Oh, I really like
that. I think that it wouldn't be super. It wouldn't really change a lot.
I could see them invading Earth, them fighting, and Thor watching Cap be hero, like watching Cap get up and say, "I could do this all day," and like just beaten and whatever.
Right.
And Thor's watching this, and he finally gets this. I was like, "Wait, maybe there's something worth salvaging here. Maybe instead of conquering, we protect and join whatever else." And then, you know, we have to play it out.
Father, we've spent our thousands of years conquering planets who thought exactly as we do. We are, you know, they fought war just like we do. You know, these people seem to be interested in helping one another.
Yeah.
Maybe we, you know,
when we see Captain America in Amalgam Comics, when the Marvel vs. DC stuff, it's Batman and Captain America, Batman and Captain America, that the two like overruling beings over everything see Batman and see Captain America, and they say, "You've done a good job. You know what? Your universe is worth saving. Your universe is worthy because that one person came from what your universe."
Right.
I could very much see Thor, this all-conquering warlord, looking down at Captain America, and being like, "Dang, this world is worth saving." Actually,
there are
this
people.
Is a
there
good
are
place.
there are some. You could have like a. I mean, if you want to go biblical, you could have a Sodom and Gomorrah type thing. Or maybe even Odin has these like, "You are all beneath us. We will, you know, we are the Roman Empire. If you bow before us, we will allow you to live." But then, you know, Captain America says, "No, these people deserve their own," you know, that kind of thing. Like,
freedom.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that one. That's a really good one.
Also, we get to see more Hela, and Hela was great.
Man, yes.
Hela. It was sad.
So.
I was sad that Hela was a one movie character
villain.
Yeah, because she was cool.
What if Tony forgave Bucky right away in Civil War?
Ooh.
So what if they do the whole thing, Cap turns to Tony and says, Hydra or the Russian government, whoever it was, they did this. He was a weapon. He's literally brainwashed.
Programmed.
Yeah, literally. He was a machine that did this. And Cap said, Tony said, "You're right.
You're right.
You're right. Okay." And then we finished the Civil War movie with the Avengers being strong, capable, working together,
Yeah.
preparing for
How would that have
a future.
affected Infinity War?
Exactly. If the Avengers were entirely together, they had been working together for years now. They had been preparing for threats for years now, and now Thanos shows up to a fully united, fully working together Avengers. How different would that have been? I could see again Bucky training them in like these war tactics, and Cap coming up with these team strategies.
It's really Civil War that stopped like the whole, like the Avengers could become a huge thing, like training the, like becoming an army essentially.
I mean, it's again, to go back to DC Comics, there's the Justice League cartoon, and there's 2 seasons of that before they get to Justice League Unlimited. And what really separates the two is in Justice League, they finally decide, why have we not invited every single hero on the planet?
Yeah.
Why have we not?
Why is it the Just Us League?
Yeah, exactly.
Actual phrase said by Superman, and everybody else hated it. Or
and
maybe
that
was
was
Flash
that voted
that
out.
said that, or Plastic Man.
Why is it the Just Us League? And next thing is Flash sitting at home eating a bowl of cereal, like, I can't believe they kicked me out.
Floating out in space. They're on the watchtower.
Oh man, but
that's fair, guys.
Yeah. If the Avengers came together and then said, like, hey, there are a lot more people out there that could use our help, like Bucky, whose powers have been abused or whatever else, and they go and in Infinity War, maybe now they do have Daredevil and the Defenders and things like that. Maybe
that's all I've ever wanted.
They have taken in and really helped grow Spider-Man at this point.
Yeah.
And other young heroes and things like that. And they have this now teamwork mindset,
right, instead
of this competing mindset.
Well, or just like we're splintered and it's hurt everybody's morale and they're just not as interested in any,
Yeah.
Man, things like Black Panther
would be entirely different.
Yeah, like Wakanda being like, oh, interesting, we should join up, and at the end of Black Panther, they start to do like social programs and stuff. That could be a thing. Yeah, that would be really interesting. I would like to see that.
I could very much see Thanos showing up on Earth and then being like, never mind. Like, oops, this was a bad idea.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oops. Ow. Ow. Stop. Ow. My face. My purple face.
Yeah.
All right. What if Tony failed to figure out time travel?
Oh. So you're saying, what if not Endgame? Just
purely what if Tony failed to figure out time travel? The possibility of time travel still exists. The whole like quantum realm still exists. What if it wasn't figured out how to what if they didn't have the MacGuffin of easy time travel?
I'll say this. I can tell you that the Avengers, every single one that's in that movie, other than Hulk, who's the only one who kind of coped and accepted, but Hawkeye, not Scarlet Witch,
Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, I always get that. Black Widow,
played by Black Widow.
Black Widow, Hawkeye, Captain America, Tony Stark, Ant-Man, all of them would not be able to cope with life. Because a possibility was introduced.
The possibility of hope.
And if they all have this mindset of, if we chase it just a little bit more, maybe we'll figure something out.
Right.
And they will live the rest of their lives
whatever
chasing
it takes.
that.
Yeah. I imagine Ant-Man just trying. Like, what if I just went tiny and went through, just ran around in there and see, and like, this is partially serious, but also partially how you get like goofy stuff like Ant-Man in the medieval times or something where he's like, okay, I time traveled, I guess, but or you get like Marvel 1602 or something like that where they travel to other universes or weird things like that. I would have loved to see, part of me wants to see like, hey, you just got to deal with this. This is what life is.
Yeah. Just seeing how they cope. And I honestly don't think they do. Like, to get kind of grim for a moment, I wouldn't be surprised seeing a suicide in one of the Avengers or something like that.
Like it would just how you deal with failure.
I could see there being a scene of them standing over maybe Black Widow's grave, and then just talking about like, you know, the rest of us are struggling to handle things too.
Right.
You know, we just don't want to go the way that Natasha went, or
Right.
just reference the fact that it was a suicide issue. You know, and man, like I could see that getting real dark for the Avengers.
Yeah, sounds fun.
That's a
See
good,
this
good
fun
thing to
animated
explore.
goofy show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You have any more?
I have one more.
Okay, let's
My
hear
last one. What if Captain Marvel had chosen to stay on Earth? What if at the end of Captain Marvel in 1990 or whatever,
93 or something.
93, she decides Earth is my home
95.
and I'm going to be here to protect it from everything.
Yeah.
And then we get this
Well-
nearly all-powerful hero
Yeah.
just trying to, like, Loki comes
Would
to
be
Earth.
a bit of a
Oh,
buzzkill.
Loki comes to Earth and she's just like, pfft.
I've got a cool
Okay,
set.
bye.
Bah!
Yeah.
Punches him into space.
You know, we get Thor coming to Earth, and sure, that's fine. But then the Destroyer comes at the end, and then she just
picks it up and throws it into the
space.
sun.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's gone now. Bye.
I wonder what kind of attitude the entire Avengers would have had. Like, would there even be an Avengers? Would they ever need to come together?
It's the Superman problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you would need to make it a more of a character study then after that point. I mean,
So
you'd
you'd still have Captain
obviously
America.
had character.
You'd still have Captain
Yeah.
America. But would you have Iron Man? Would Captain Marvel have flown to the Middle East and stomped out some terrorists?
See, that would be really interesting too. Like, because to me, the whole interesting thing about Captain Marvel was that she was, human, but that's not where, like, she felt like she had people that she loved there, but she didn't have,
She's
that
Kree.
wasn't her home.
Yeah, she identifies as Kree and then saw herself as, like, now betrayed by her people. She wants to go out and solve these issues.
Quick aside, the Kree were blue, right?
Well, some were blue and some were not.
Yeah, I was like, Jude Law's character was not.
They
but
never explained
I
why.
remember all the rest of them
Well,
were.
and Jimbe Judd,
Jimon. Oh, yeah. I got you. He's Kree also?
Yeah, he's
Okay,
Kree.
Interesting. Never really thought, like, is it just random? I mean, there are different skin colors on Earth, so why can't there be different skin colors somewhere else? Your melanin is blue instead of.
Yeah.
But anyway, it'd be really interesting to me. A lot of that stuff always comes down to it'd be a who watches the Watchmen type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where Iron Man would become a thing because he sees this powerful. Captain America also doesn't like this, but Captain America can't do crap against, and maybe Tony Stark could, considering he is a weapon maker. And
I could see them finding Captain America, thawing him, and then being like, anyway, man, welcome to 2012. Bye.
Okay, bye.
We don't need you to be a hero for any reason. We have one, but you survived, and so we kind of just want to let you live a life. See you later.
Right. I mean, you could say the same. I mean, they still had all these different heroes. Thor showing up could have been that. Like, if Thor is on the side of the humans and wants to be.
But I to me, and like you said, it's the Superman problem. Captain Marvel versus the rest of the Avengers. I have Captain Marvel in that fight.
I guess. I mean, they did with her a lot. What they did with a lot of stuff was never really super define everything, because it's
in fact, on that note, I would say except for Scarlet Witch, because they never really define her powers.
Exactly.
Too.
A lot of them aren't defined super well. Even Captain America at certain points is strong as he needs to be.
I'd say this: Captain Marvel stays on Earth. There is no Age of Ultron. That never happens.
Okay.
Because there's never a point in which somebody needs to think the world needs a police, because she would be able to do that.
Sure, you would just
enough
need
to handle world threats.
Yeah, what it would do is just for storytelling, at least, you would need to introduce a threat that's greater than her.
And I think that
Galactus shows up.
Ooh, that'd be good. I think that it would
in Avengers 1, Galactus shows up, and then everything's done.
It would be more of it's almost like the Defenders or the Little People. Captain America starts a rebellion because Captain Marvel has become a police state.
Like she'll take down the aliens that invade, but my grandma got mugged yesterday. What is she doing for me?
Yeah.
This is the superhero for the 1%.
So that was my last one.
Okay, interesting. There are a million ways you could go. A lot of them are not super interesting to me. I'm really interested in ones that are just out of left field. Like, I'm pretty sure that it's kind of confirmed that there will be some sort of Marvel Zombies-esque thing going on. I'd be really interested in seeing that. But those are ones that are just like, okay, like.
I'd also just for funsies like to see like a gender bend episode.
Oh, 100%. What?
You know,
that'd be really cool.
What if it just genders were swapped?
I think I've also heard that there's like a what if Peggy Carter became Captain America?
Yeah, that'd be really
that
cool.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
yeah. So some kind of random stuff, or what if I don't know, Tony Stark actually became an alcoholic like in the comics?
That'd be rough.
That'd be really.
Iron Man 2 kind of explores
what if Demon?
that.
Yeah, not the alcoholism part of
No.
it. He got drunk at one point.
Yeah,
and his sickness was the stuff infecting him. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that because it's going to explore some ideas that they maybe a lot of stuff that they like thought about doing but couldn't make happen or couldn't put in the movie or something. So yeah,
it'll be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. Let us know what if ideas you would like to see. We want to hear about your story thoughts, how you think that would progress. We want to hear about your thoughts about our what if stories, and what you think about those.
Once again, shout out to Granger for their letting us use their song. All my friends have Wi-Fi. Thank you very much for your use of that off of their album, Dear Sam.
Go check it out. That's good stuff. Thank you to you guys for listening. Thank you to our patrons for all of your support. And always remember that saved games save lives.
My voice sings all night.